Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Okay, welcome everyone on the fifth session, which is the second last session of our six-session course on Bhagavad Gita. It has been a very wonderful journey with all of you. And we have discussed some quite interesting topics, and you have been a wonderful audience. You asked very intellectual questions, meaningful questions, and you have actually shown the quest to enlighten yourself on spiritual understanding. So that is really appreciable. We're really thankful for you for that. So today's topic is extremely interesting, and actually this catches the attention of almost everyone, including, like, so it doesn't only restrict this to let's say so-called Hindus or Indians or these or that. Everyone, each and every human being knows, or if I'm not saying, if I mean knows is maybe too much to say, but at least they've heard this word. That's the right thing to say. They've heard this word which is called as karma. Everyone knows that, yeah, what karma means. Sometimes they understand, but this understanding, they think that this is the right understanding, but we have to really question ourselves. Do we really understand the true meaning of karma? What is the deeper meaning of karma? How does the law of karma work actually? And so forth. So today we will try and see from scriptures, from Bhagavad Gita and from other scriptures, some deeper meaning and understanding of the law of karma. Right. So I wish you all the best for a roller coaster. This will be an amazing experience to all of us. I really like this particular session. This is my personal favorite because this is something which we can really relate to, because this is something which is, of course, the higher understanding is also important. Like, who are we? I mean, in terms of understanding that we are not this body, we are spirit, soul. Then understanding Krishna as a supreme personality of Godhead, as we saw in the last session. Then who are demigods? What are the real problems of our life? Happiness, distress, and so forth. But law of karma still remains very special, because a lot of people, they have very uh, brief understanding of karma. But when we see from the eyes of Bhagavad Gita, I mean, when we see through Bhagavad Gita, we have a different spiritual vision in terms of understanding law of karma. So good luck all of you, and let's start. Okay, so let me share the screen so that, oh, I'm still to open the document, so just give me a second. Okay, Krishna. Okay. Okay, so we have named this session as "Why do bad things happen to the good people?" Right? अच्छे लोगों के साथ क्यों बुरा होता है? So this is something which is uh, uh, many of us, we have at times this question that I have not done something bad for this particular person. Why is he treating me so badly? Or why is God so cruel on me? And so forth, so many things, right? I'll begin with a short story. This is my own personal my personal experience. I was in this. This was in 2012. Uh, uh, One Prabhupada disciple, His Grace Prithvi Prabhu, he was in Prague. So I was at that time in Prague, Czech Republic, in Europe. So in Prague temple, he had a lecture, and he told about his own personal experience. He said that when I was a kid, this he told this in a lecture, and I was personally present there. So basically, of course, he's a great devotee of the Lord, his Prabhupada disciples. But when he was 6 years old, he was a Catholic, a Christian. So actually he had some bad incidents in his family. Like I think he lost his brother, younger brother, maybe 1 or 2 years old, and stuff like that. So he asked the priest, right, in the church, that how is it that when we talk about that God is neutral and God is equal to everyone, right? Then he punishes only those who are against him, against the law of God, and so forth. Then how come my brother? Uh, he hardly understood anything. He was just a couple of years old. How does how do I understand that he had to leave this world, right? He died. So how is it? I mean, he didn't even generate any karma. So how this happened? How this bad thing happened to him? And he said, the priest said, very nice thing. Priest said that I don't know. That's what he said. I don't know. So then he thought that, oh, he's saying he doesn't have any idea. And then he completely lost faith from these and that. And then, of course, he met Prabhupada, and then he read Bhagavad Gita, and then things turned around. But the point is that there are many unanswered questions. So you can understand that the priest, right, the Catholic priest, is a very intellectual person, right, godly person. But still, some questions are also beyond his reach. So we will try and address all these questions, so that we become absolutely clear on the law of karma, right? So many a times, many unwanted things happen to us there, and we question ourselves, why this happened with me? I mean, I never did anything wrong with this person, that person, or in general. But this happens, you see. So uh, uh, there's one another story from an old lady in a village. He once, I mean, his son actually died, and she was really upset. Old lady. So at that time, Lord Buddha was there. So she was trying, asking everyone. I mean, can you please do me a favor? Uh, if you think that you can do this, then please help me. Then return me my son. So everyone says that this is not possible. Now he's dead. He cannot come back. So then someone suggested you go to Buddha. So he went to Lord Buddha. She went to Lord Buddha, and she said that, can you actually bring my son back? And Lord Buddha said, yes, I can. And she was not expecting the answer. She was really taken aback. What, I mean, what did he say? He said that yes, he can. Yes, yes. Then please, if you can. Then Lord Buddha said, but you have to do something for me. He said, yes, I can do anything, whatever you say. So Lord Buddha said, okay, you have to bring one rice seed, rice, right, chawal, rice seed from a place, from a home. I mean, go and bring one rice seed. So she said, this is very easy. I said, hang on. You have to approach and you have to get these rice seed from a home from where no one has ever died. From that family, from their family, from their extended family, no one should have died from that home. He said, okay, I will find some. And she started searching. She asked one place. I said, yeah, we can give you, but no, I mean, my father died. And someone said, my grandfather died. Someone said, my mother died. Someone said, my brother died. And this died. And so eventually she came up empty handed. She said, I cannot find. And then she understood what Lord Buddha was up to, was what he wanted to convey. So this is how it is, right? So we all undergo these ups and downs in our life, right? Uh, so if I ask this question, how many of you never had problems in your life? Then none of you would raise your hand. And if I will ask you, how many of you had some problems in your life? Everyone would raise hands, right? So this is part of the game, right? So we have to understand this in a very subtle way. Okay, so let us begin. So is God responsible for our happiness and distress? Very nice question, right? So whatever sukh and dukh, whatever happiness and distress we are getting, is it because of God? Right? Is it because of God? Right? When many people say this, that, well, I'm a self-made man, right? I'm a self-made man. So, I mean, I am whatever I am is because of me, right? And if something bad happens, he said that this God is very partial, is very cruel to me. You see, he is just completely against me, and he wants to just completely smash me, right? So he's really biased, and it's all because of him. So when happiness comes, we think it is because of us, and when distress comes, we think it is because of because of God, right? As if he doesn't have any work to do. He is completely free. God, Krishna, is completely free, and he just is sitting there and just watching you. And isko to main chodunga nahi. I will just not leave. I will not just leave this soul. I will just screw him and smash him. He doesn't have any other work than to harass ourselves, as if it's not like that, right? So we will see this in today's session. So uh, in Bhagavad Gita, there are 5 main topics which are generally covered. Paramatma, Supreme Lord, Atma, Spirit Soul, Prakriti, Kal, and Karma. So far, we have seen 2 sessions on like second session on God mystery, and fourth session which was on religion on trial, right? One God or many gods. Now, so that was on Paramatma or Supreme Lord. Then Atma was the third session, Spirit Soul, what we have seen. First session was a very general one. First session, general understanding of happiness, distress, problems in life, so that it can shake us. It can make us aware that we have to awake ourselves, right? And then the 3 aspects, Prakriti, Kal, and Karma. All of these three, we are going to see today in today's session, which is Prakriti means modes of material nature, material versus spiritual world, then Kal, time, and Karma. So Karma, all these 3 sessions, although principally it will be on Karma, but these 2 sessions also we will see, because they are intimately linked with also Karma. Right. So material world, first we will see Prakriti. So material world, which is this world where we are living, right? So there are a few fundamental questions. From where have we come here, right? From where has the soul come here, right? Or where does the soul go? Where are we going, right? So these are a few questions which we will consider, right? So basically, this is the explanation according to scripture, Srimad Bhagavatam, about the creation. This is the creation. It doesn't apply to a planet or to a universe. It is a creation of the Lord, entire creation of Krishna. So if we see, let me put this laser pointer on. This is a very important picture to understand. Here sits Krishna, Golok Vrindavan, the supreme abode. This is Krishna's own abode where Krishna is residing, right, with Radharani. Below that comes other spiritual planets, Dwarika Dham, Golok Dham, Ayodhya Dham, and all these planets, spiritual planets. And then comes Vaikuntha planets as well. Vaikuntha planets. So Vaikuntha, so this entire thing is called as Vaikuntha. Vaikuntha means, Kuntha means miseries, right? Stress, anxiety, right? Distress, whatever you call. And Vai means without. The place where are no miseries, no distress, no anxiety, no worry, it is called as Vaikuntha. And here, this material world, which is here, is called as Kuntha. So we see here that this is Vaikuntha Jagat, is spiritual world. Then comes Lord Shiva here, Brahma Jyoti, which is Krishna's effulgence, which we saw in the last session. Then comes Karanodakshai Vishnu, who is residing here in the Karan ocean or causal water. And from his when he exhales, when he breathes out, millions of Brahmandas, millions of universes come up. And when he inhales, millions of Brahmandas and universes, they are devastated. They are just taken inside, right? Of which one universe we will see in the next slide. This is that one universe which is a kind of zoomed version, as you see. So we are here. You see? Can you see Bhuloka, Earth planet?
Oh, I have a question. Can I ask?
Let's keep the question in the end, please, if you can.
Okay.
Thank you. So I mean, those who are attending, maybe for the first or second time. So we generally keep the questions for the last. So you can type in the chat box as of now if you would like to, or you can have a note separately at your place and you can ask at the end so that we can finish it in time. That's the only point. So we are here, Earth planet, Bhuloka, you see. And then above us comes 7 more lokas: Bhuvar Loka, Swarg Loka, Mahar Loka, Janal Loka, Tapo Loka, and Satya Loka, or it is also called as Brahma Loka, where Lord Brahma resides, right? So Brahma resides in this lotus flower, and this lotus flower, we all know about that. But in the stem of the lotus flower, you see here, such a huge stem, such a big stem, where all the other 14 lokas reside here. And on the lotus flower resides Lord Brahma, right? And below us are 7. So in fact 6 here, not 7, 6 here above us and 7 below us: Atal, Vital, Sutal, Talatal, Mahatal, Rasatal, and Patal, right? So this is the Garbhodakshai ocean, right? And then from there comes this Garbhodakshai Vishnu. From there comes Lord Brahma, and then comes the creation. And then the last expansion of Krishna is Kshirodakshai Vishnu, who is the Paramatma, right? Super soul residing in everyone's heart, right? So these are higher planets, these are lower planets, and this is middle planet, which is where we are living. Okay, so we see here in this previous slide, we see this looks like a reflection actually, and it is actually a case. In chapter 15, text 1, Krishna says that this material world is a reflection of spiritual world. Is a reflection of spiritual world. That means whatever we see here, like reflection is when we, like the simplest example which Krishna gave in Bhagavad Gita is reflection of a tree, a banyan tree. He gives the example of a banyan tree. The sloka is like this: Urdhva mula agah shakham ashwatham prahur avyayam chandansi yasya parnani yastam vedasa vedavid. Krishna says Urdhva mulam adha shakham. There is a tree where mula means root. Roots are upwards and shakha, branches are other, downwards. You see, have we seen any tree like this? No, not generally speaking, but we can see a tree where the roots are upwards and the branches are downwards. Where if we see a shadow of a tree near a pond, near a river, near a lake, for example, if we see the shadow of a tree, right, it is exactly like that. So in that way, that subtle way, Krishna tries to explain that this material world is a reflection, but it is a perverted reflection, vikrut, right, perverted reflection of spiritual world. You see, that's what Krishna is trying to convey here. So in this way, we understand that, for example, there is no love here. Real love, real prem is seen in spiritual world. Whatever we are seeing here is not prem, is not love, it is lust, right? It is just to satisfy each other's material desire. Because real love, okay, of course, it's a separate discussion we can have on love versus lust. What are the characteristics of pure love, and what are the characteristics of lust? And lust doesn't mean only sexual attraction. Lust means extended material desires are called as lust, kam, right? In Sanskrit it is called as kam. If I want to, if I have any selfish material desires, it is called as lust, right? So here we see there is no love. Unfortunately, the love is actually in the spiritual world, because it is without any material motive, right? It is ahetuki, and without any hetu, right? And some glimpse you see here, some glimpse of that you can see here when you approach to a devotee, when you go to an ISKCON temple, when you have prasadam in the temple, when you go to a devotee, when you attend Bhagavad Gita class, when you interact with them, when they give their time, right, their efforts, their energy on you without expecting anything in return, that is love. It is pure love, because they love Krishna. Devotees love Krishna. They love everything which is created by Krishna. They love every human being. Not only human being, they love every being, whether they are human, they are elephant, they are cockroach, they are fish, they are cow. That is Pandita Samadarshina, Krishna says. Right? So that's how it is. So this is a perverted reflection where everything is centered around me, I, and myself, right? But there, everything is centered around Krishna in spiritual world. That's the only difference. It's just a small difference between spiritual world and material world. So that point we will discuss today as well. Why is it so, right? Okay, so why has the soul come here? One can ask the question, then why we are here, right? So we are trying to address whatever questions you may have so that the questions we can minimize, because these are general questions which anyone can have, right? See, the soul has come here because we try to become independent of God. In the spiritual world where we were initially, our original home, right? From where we all have come here, right? So we thought that, okay, Krishna is so nicely enjoying. Everyone is serving Krishna. Everyone is feeding Krishna. Everyone is dancing with Krishna. Krishna is really enjoying. And why am I not being given any preference? Why they are not looking at me? Why they are looking at only Krishna? So when we try to become envious of Krishna, right? When we try to become independent, right? That okay, then I also want some fun. Right? I also want some fun. I also want some fun. And Krishna said, okay, you will not be happy. I warn you. I said, no. I want to do. And Krishna said, okay, then try, go in the material world and see. And as soon as we come here, we forget that we are soul and we again get a material body. And then, oh, he is my son, he is my father, he is my mother, my wife, my this, my that, my bungalow, my car, this. And then forget our actual eternal relationship with Krishna. We forget that. And that's where all the problems come, because we identify ourselves with this material body. It is said in Srimad Bhagavatam, Yasyatma Buddhi Kunape Ridhatuke. That shloka, such a beautiful shloka. If we consider ourselves as Tridhatuke, means Kaf, Pitta, and Vayu, these three elements are there according to Ayurveda. If we consider ourselves as a bag made up of these three elements, Kaf, Pitta, and Vayu, that means the body, then we are no better than Gokhara. Sa eva Gokhara means go means cow and khar means ass. We are no better than a cow and an ass, like an animal, if we identify ourselves as a body. That we have seen elaborately in session 3. So we will not kind of go through that again. So uh, yeah, that was the point, that we all try to become envious, but Krishna doesn't interfere with our free will. Krishna said, okay, I have given you free will. If you want to stay with me, that's also fine. If you want to go and enjoy independently, try. But yeah, that's not going to be helping you. But we still wanted to be. Krishna said, okay, I have another place for you, which is called as material world. Go and live there. So like that. Okay, so Lord creates this material world for our benefit. Now, someone that can say, like some of you may have asked these questions earlier, that if this is Dukhalayam, then why we are here? If this is place full of miseries, then why Krishna is so cruel and he sent us here? Hang on, we will take all these questions here today. This one, yeah, we have seen this slide before, right? In the first session. Dukhalayam and Ashashvatam. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 8. Mamupetya punarjanma dukhalayam ashashvatam napnuvanti mahatmana sansiddhim paramam gataha. Krishna said this world is dukhalayam and ashashvatam. Is full of distress, full of miseries, and it is temporary. Right? So why did Krishna created such a messy place? Right? Why? Okay, so we will take one example. So for example, there is a city which government wants to create. Government wants to create a city. For example, let's call this city a Singapore city. So if Singapore city is to be created, right, a plan rather, then what are things which generally a government will plan, right? Government will plan something like this, maybe some buildings, then some big theaters, auditoriums, some hospitals, some temples, colleges, churches, right? Then stadiums, then some shopping malls, some fun cricket playgrounds, then some good highways, roads, flyovers, bridges, like that. So these are obvious things which will come into the picture when a city is being planned. That this we have to have this so that the citizens can live peacefully, right? But government will also plan one more thing. What is that? They will also have a planning for a prison house. Right? There will also always be a prison house in a government, in a city, right? So how is it that? Does it mean that government wants that you go and live in that prison house? Is government advocating or advertising that, oh, come on, everyone, the prison house is empty, please come everyone and stay here? No. In fact, they recommend you not to come here, right? They advise you to be a good citizen, right? So, not that they enjoy punishing someone that you please come here and stay here, right? So, not like that, right? And at the same time, government also does not want that we stay there and just enjoy free meal. Government wants that we stay there. Government wants to punish us, those who are criminals, those who are lawbreakers. Government wants to punish them. Why? Because then they improve, so that they improve and they don't commit the same mistake again. It is very easy and logical for us to understand. A very, very simple example. Right? Exactly the same way. So now first let's see what is the need of a prison house, right? First is punishment. Why punishment? And second is purification, right? So we all have understood that punishment has to be there, because if we do not have any punishment, then people would go crazy, right? There has to be some law so that people would be aware of that and they would live a good life, right? If there will not be any punishment, if there will not be any strict government's civil laws, then there would be so many thefts and murders and rapes and all not whatnot, right? There has to be strict laws so that people would be aware that we should be really mindful of what we are doing. And at the same time, it is there for purification purpose as well, so that you stay there, you repent at what you have done, and then you promise to yourself that I will not do this again. Purification. It is an obvious thing we understand. Okay, so what are the punishments for us? So what I was trying to convey is that this material world is exactly like a jail, like a prison house for us. And we have got these punishments. Which are these punishments? We've already seen these punishments: birth, death, old age, and disease. Janma, Mrityu, Jara, and Vyadhi. Krishna said that in chapter 13, text 9. And then, of course, Adhyatmik Klesh, Adi Bhautik Klesh, and Adi Devi Klesh. That also we have seen in the first session. So we will kind of go through that in a little quicker. So, okay, then this is the prison house that's considered. Who is the jailer, right, for this material world? The jailer is Durga Devi. So, Durg, Du means very difficult, and Ga means to go. From here to go back to spiritual world is extremely difficult, and that's why it is called as, the material world is called as Durg, where it is very, very difficult to escape from this jail. How? Well, we will see. Why? We will see that in a while. So this very place is called as Durg, and the jailer is called as Durga Devi. Is the presiding controller deity of this material world, Durga Devi. So how does she punish us in this? By threefold miseries, which is also represented by Trishul. What is the need of a prison house? We have seen punishment and purification. Why? Because we have got so many, I would say, unwanted habits within us, which is illusion, pride, anger, greed, envy, lust, kam, krodh, moh, mad, lobh, kam, krodh, lobh, moh, mad, matsarya. These are 6 enemies which are so deep inside us that we have to purify ourselves from these. Then and then only we can actually get out of this prison house or material world. Okay, now, okay, so what do you think will be the first line of action when someone enters a prison house? Very simple. Whether he is in a dhoti kurta, whether he is in a pant shirt, whether he is in a suit, in a tie, in a sari, whatever, he or she will be given the clothes which is according to the jail, according to the prison house, right? So he will be changed, the clothes will be changed, right? Very simple. Exactly what happens with us as well, right? Do you remember the shloka we had in chapter 3? Sorry, session 3 from chapter 2, text 22. Vasansi jirnani yatha vihaya, that shloka where Krishna says that this material body is like a garment. The way we change our garments, the old clothes, That's at the time of death, when this body is no longer useful, the soul takes another body, which is like changing the clothes, right? Exactly the same way, material nature has given us 8,400,000 bodies, which is 84 lakhs. So many of us may have heard this from our fathers and forefathers. 84 lakh yoni, 84 lakhs yonis, right? So we have just heard it. Yeah, we know, I know this 84 lakhs yonis. I have known this. I have heard this, right? That's it. But do we actually know what is the classification? Do we actually know from where this is coming from? Do we actually know which are different forms of species or lives? Right? Today we will see that. So this shloka is coming from Padma Puran, and it says, Jalja Navalakshani, Sthavara Laksavimchati, Krimyo Rudra Samkhikat, Pakshinam Das Lakshanam, Trimsam Lakshani Pashava, Chatur Lakshani Manusha. It says Jalja Navalakshani. That means Jalja, we all understand. So 9 lakh species living in water. So there we go. We see here. We see the aquatics are 9 lakhs type, right? So fishes, turtle, these, that, so many different types of fishes. These are of 9 lakhs in number. Then Sthavara Laksavimshati. Sthavara means those who cannot move, non-moving. That means plant kingdom. In plant kingdom, we see so many different species of life, right? Jagdish Chandra Bose said that plants, they've got life, right? Our Puranas, they said it from the beginning. And we realized just a few years before, few hundreds of years before, right? That, oh yeah, plants also have life. Everyone knew this, but science only rediscovered which is already there, right? So it's nothing new which science has discovered, that plants have life. It is already mentioned, you see in Padma Puran long back, that 20 lakh species of plants or plant kingdom. You see, so wonderful, so rich culture we have, right? And 11 lakh species, Krimiyo Rudra Sankheka. Sankheka means 11 lakh species of insects and reptiles, right? So we see some examples like these are different insects and reptiles and like that. And then Pakshinanam Das Lakshanam. Das Lakshanam means 10 lakhs Pakshi, right? Birds. We see different types of birds. These are of 20 lakhs in number. Trimsam Lakshani Pashava. Trimsam means 30 lakhs species of quadrupeds, which are like 4-legged animals. Cats, dogs, these, that, so many other animals, right? And Chatur Lakshani Manusha, and 4 lakh species of humans. So if you sum up these up, 29 and 11, which is 40 and 10, 50 and 30, 80 and 4, 84 lakhs. You see, this is accurate. This is called as accuracy. And this is science, you see. This is the actual spiritual science. And we see, 4 lakh different types of human beings, including, demigods. Okay, so a prison without wall, you see. So this is just like when you go to a branded showroom, right? When you go to in a shopping mall and you go to branded showroom where or like a mall, then you have different brands. You have Peter England, Alan Solly, and Arrow, and these and that, right? So these are different brands which we generally, so similar to the different clothes we wear of different brands, these are different types of bodies which we possess, a soul possesses, right? So 84 lakhs yonis, right? So we all have understood. So I mean, in this particular slide, we all understood that we've taken, if you remember the third session, where we have 3 different types of body. First body is a gross body, which is seen, right? Which is made of Panch Mahabhut, Bhumi, Rapo, Analo, Vayu, and Kham, right? Earth, water, fire, air, and sky. And then there are 3 subtle elements: man, buddhi, ahankar, mind, intelligence, and false ego. These makes our subtle body. So when a person dies, when a soul dies, the subtle body, same mind, same intelligence, and same ego, takes, depending on the thoughts when he is leaving his body, he takes the subtle body, takes the soul to the next gross body, right? Depending on the consciousness. For example, many people are fond of pet dogs. You see, many people are fond of pet dogs. So it may happen that when they leave the body, they are thinking, oh, my Tommy, my dog, and then they leave the body. And then the next life, they may even get a body of a dog. which is so I would say disappointing. You see, right? Why to become a dog, right? So yeah, that is how it is. That is why this journey of self-discovery is extremely important, so that we don't want to take a next life. In next life, we don't want to be a fish, we don't want to be an insect, we want to have a higher species of life, at least. If not go to spiritual world, at least we do some nice karma, good karma, so that we take higher species of life. That we will see how, right? So it's a prison without walls. So you may ask, why no walls? Yeah, it's a good question. If you consider, because generally speaking, we see prison as always surrounded by walls, right? Then you have this very tight wall so that nobody would escape. But here we don't have any walls, right? Why? Because see the need. Why do we need walls in prison house? Why? Because the criminal, so that criminals won't escape, right? But here nobody wants to escape. Everyone is happy. Everyone thinks, oh, this is my senorita. Oh, this is my Mr. Handsome. This is my Charlie, and this and that. And this is my beautiful daughter. This is my very nice son. This is my father, mother, my bungalow, my car, this, that. Nobody would like to go from here. Even for 1 second, if you imagine Krishna himself comes here, right, with flute in his hand, that, oh, my dear child, I am here to take you. Come with me. Then even people are so dumb, they would say, oh, Krishna, pranam. But, well, I'm not really sure if I would like to come with you. Sorry. Can you give me some time? I have this project to complete. I would like to say final tata bye bye to my family, wife. Even that they will not say. So the point is, people are so deep rooted in their material attachments, they don't need any walls. Nobody would go from here. So that's the beauty of this prison with no walls. No walls. Nobody would go from here. It's such fantastic thing, you see. Okay, so how, first the other question could be that how we are bound in this prison house or material world, right? So well, there has to be different chains, shackles, right? So there are 3 different chains. Now we will come to the next. So again, we are discussing Prakriti. Oh, we are still in Prakriti. We have to go a little quicker. We have many more slides to discuss. So there are 3 different, I would say, chains which are actually binding us. Sattva gun, Rajogun, Tamogun. These are 3 modes of material nature. We all have maybe heard this before also. Satogun, Rajogun, Tamogun. Goodness, passion, and ignorance, right? So, Sattva Guni, people who are Sattva Guni in goodness, they sleep on time, they wake up on time, right? Sleep early, rise early, they do exercise, they give time to their family, they are spiritual, right? They eat good, juicy, healthy food, right? Sattva Guni food offered to the Lord, right? Prashadam, simple food, right? Which prolongs the life duration, like that. So they are very good people. Those who are in Rajogun, those who are passionate people, they are workaholic. I want to work. They also sleep. They sleep late, wake up late, right? They run entire day here and there for work, right? They want to enjoy everything. The cinema, this, that. I want to have fun, party, this, that, right? And they eat all junk foods, spicy food, hot food, pungent food, and then it becomes the cause of disease then, right? Unfortunately. So these are passionate people, Rajoguni people. And the third people is Tamoguni people. These Tamoguni people are completely useless, right? They eat meat, they are meat eater, they eat stale food, they are lazy, sleep a lot, they drink, they do all kind of sinful activities, right? And like that, they smoke, all these things. So, well, some of you may think that, oh, sometimes I also do that. I also sleep a lot. So am I also tamoguni? So the point is that just be with the idea. Don't judge yourself. We are going to add more stuff on this. So just be with the idea as of now, right? So we have to understand it in this way, that we are all mixed with all 3. Sometimes we are in the mode of goodness, sometimes we are in the mode of rajogun, sometimes also we are in the mode of tamogun, ignorance. So it all weighs out sometimes. But gradually we have to elevate all these three and rise above, even above goodness. It is called as pure goodness, Vasudev Tattva, Shuddha Sattva. Right? That's something, that's the goal of our life. Right? So, three modes, chains of material nature: goodness, passion, ignorance. So A class jail is the golden chain, silver chain, or iron chain, but they're all chain, right? They all will bind us, whether we are in goodness, passion, or ignorance. They all will bind us. I released one short video on karma simplified in 4 minutes, where I mentioned about these things. So if you would like to, you may visit the channel, YouTube channel, and it is also explained in brief. So three modes of material nature we have seen: goodness, passion, and ignorance. So we see here nice juicy fruits, good stuff. Then passion, spicy food, the pungent food, and hot food, and meat is like it comes in ignorance, tamoguni. It's a classic example of all three personalities in one family. Vibhishan, Sattva-guni; Ravan, Rajoguni, so passionate about everything. I want this, I want that, I want that. And Kumbhakarna, completely lazy and sleeping all the time, is highly ignorant. So all in one family, they got three people representing different modes of material nature, different gunas. So Durga Devi is actually helping us or motivating us to go back to our original home, our spiritual world with Krishna, right? That's what is the goal. So we have seen material world Prakriti, punishment, purification, costumes, change. So we have seen so far these four different stuff. So we go to the next section. Before that, we will chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So we go to the second session. We've already taken half an hour, so we'll try and become a little quicker. Kal, time, universal time cycle and life. And then what is our life time cycle? Both aspects we will try and see. So Krishna says that I am that Kal, I am the time. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, right? We will see that. So universal time cycle. So there are 4 yugas we all know. I think this we have discussed before also. 4,32,000 is the Kali Yuga. Then you multiply by 2, then multiply by 3, and multiply by 4 comes to Dwapar, Treta, and Satya Yuga. So if you add all these things, one Chatur Yuga is 43,20,000 years, and one cycle of universe is 7 million billion whatever. This Chatur Yugas. That is the life of Brahma. 100 years of Brahma, one cycle of universe. So it is 7 crore 20 lakhs Chatur Yugas. So this multiplied by 43,20,000 years. So you can imagine it is like in billions or trillions of years, right? That is the cycle of one Brahma, the cycle or life of one of Brahma. Sahasra Yuga Paryantam Aharyat Brahmano Vidu. In chapter 8, Krishna says this. Okay, and then we talk about our lifetime cycle. So we all undergo 6 changes. Right? 6 cycles. First is birth. Second is we take birth, then we grow ourselves, right? So we grow from a kid to a youth, and then like that. And then third is we maintain ourselves for some time. Then we produce, right? We produce progeny, we produce children, right? And fifth is then we start dwindling, right? We start to fade off, and then we become old. And the last one is mrityu, death. So this 6 changes: birth, growth, maintenance, production, dwindling, and death. These are part of each and every species of life, not only human. All species of life, they go through this, right? So why there is a need to go through all these painful activities? Why? It's not fun. We will see that in a while. It's not fun. So why? There comes the law of karma, the final topic of today's session, law of karma. So before we go to the last session, which is last part of today's session, law of karma, let's chant again. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Law of karma. So we see that In this world, some are born rich, we know. Some are born poor. Some are very strong. Some are very weak. Some are beautiful. Some are not so beautiful. Some are educated. Some they do not even get basic necessities. Some are fair. Some are staying in a mansion, a big villa, big bungalow, and some are living in a very small hut. Some are born to rich parents. Some are born to poor parents. Right. So why is this happening? First question, why is this happening? Is this by chance? Then okay, akkad vakkad Bombay so 80 90 pure so. Okay, you go to this. Akkad vakkad, oh, you go to this. Is it like that by chance? Or why there is so much suffering around us? Is God responsible, partial and cruel for this? Why? Is it like that? No. Today we will see answers to these fundamental questions which generally comes up in our mind. Okay. Law of karma. So God is compared to a judge. God is just like a judge. So same judge rewards rigorous imprisonment to one, severe imprisonment, and to some person he awards plenty of compensation. So is judge partial? Right? Why is he giving different judgments? Is he partial? No, he is not partial. He just gives the different judgments according to the activities of the individuals, what you have done, and what are the laws. Two simple things: law of the land and activities of the individuals. Same way, God is like a judge, and he awards us based on two different things: law of nature and our karma. Simple. And based on that, we will be given the next life. We will be given the reaction of our karma. Right. So Krishna says this in Bhagavad Gita, that I am equal to everyone. Samoham sarva bhuteshu name dveshu asti na priyah ye bhajanti tumam bhaktya mai te teshu cha priyaham. Samoham sarva bhuteshu. Krishna says, I am equal to everyone. I do not envy anyone, and no one is dear to me. I am equal to everyone. Krishna says that. He's like a judge. So Lord is seated as a Paramatma in everyone's heart, and he's watching us. He's watching us. So don't think that in our room, in our cell phone, whatever we do, no one is watching us. No. Krishna is watching. Krishna says, Aham Atma Gudakesha Sarva Bhuta Shayasthita. Oh Gudakesh, oh Arjuna, I am seated in everyone's heart. So Krishna is watching us always, 24 hours. And that's how he is the witness, right, of all our activities. So definition of law of karma, right? So it's just like a third law of Newton. Right? It's very simple to understand. For every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. Right? If we do that, same thing will come like a boomerang to us. If we do good to people, good will come to us. If we bad to them, bad will come to us. It is as simple as that. Very clear, right? So definition of law of karma: as you sow, so shall you reap. It's very, very simple, right? If we plant mustard seeds, mustard plant will come. If we will plant rose tree, roses will come up. It's as simple as that. Okay, so now what we will do, we will take some FAQs, so frequently asked questions, and that will be the last session. It will take like 15 minutes for us, because there are a lot of FAQs and a lot of important questions to be answered. So that we are trying and minimizing some basic frequently asked questions, which generally you may otherwise ask. First, how does the law of karma work? So law of karma works like this. First is, who am I? Soul. Where am I? Material world. What situation I am in? Material body. Where am I bound by? Three modes. What is controlling me? Time. And who is watching me? Paramatma. So these everything controls the karma. So soul generates the desire. Then material world, material body, three modes of material nature, and time. So material world, which is bhautik jagat, then bhautik sharir, then prakriti ke gun, and Kal. These four things: material world, body, three modes of material nature, and time. This gives you a kshetra, a place where you can execute whatever you want to execute. All your desires will be executed through these four things. And there will be a judge. He's Paramatma. He's Krishna. Krishna is watching. Krishna is watching everything. So this is the fundamental, I would say, the background behind the law of karma. This is how the law of karma works. Okay, second question. What are different kinds of karma? Yeah, that also we should understand. First is karma, which is good activities, which is called as punya. Which then second is vikarma, bad activities, pap. And third is akarma, neutral activities. So we will see this in some detail. Like karma, good activities. So in good activities, in karma, well, you can say whatever good activities we do, like feeding the poor and opening a hospital, giving someone charity, education, these, that, all these things are good activities. Helping someone, right? So once we do these, we get good results. We go to heavenly planets, right? We go to Swargaloka and like that, or we get good body in the same world. Same loka, which is a bhuloka, we get better body. But if we do sinful activities, vikarma, like meat eating, and there are four fundamental principal vikarmas. First is meat eating. Second is gambling. Third is intoxication, like liquor, smoking, and everything. And fourth is illicit sex, having physical relationship outside your marriage, even before marriage and after marriage. Both are illicit. They are not allowed as per Shastra. They are vikarma, right? Bad activities. So these four things, if we are doing, then it is vikarma. It is sinful activities in papa. And then we go to hellish planets. The result is hellish planets, narka, right? Narkaloka, right? Where all these fancy treatments have been given to us. And the third is akarma, neutral activities, where the neutral activities, they don't bind us. Where so these vikarma and karma, both pap and punya, both, they bind us in this material world. Whether we go to heavenly planets or we go to hellish planets, but we are still in the material world. But if we do akarma, we have two advantages. They will not bind us in this material world. In fact, and the second advantage is they will make us go to the spiritual world, to Krishna, right? That is neutral activities. So good action or reaction, bad action, and action without reaction. So we do karma, but there is no reaction for that karma. Right? So that is akarma. Third is, what is the duration of the results of karma? Duration. So there are some instant karma. So for example, an ATM, right? So when you go to ATM to get money, it takes maybe 10 seconds, 15 seconds to get the money. Instant. You get instant money. But if you write a check, it takes 1 or 2 days to get the money deposited in the recipient's account, right? So that is delayed karma. Check, for example. Same way, like this. So some mustard seeds are once you sow the seed, immediately you can take the crop. But coconut tree, it takes years for the tree to give you the fruits, right? So like that. Like for example, sometimes you do some karma and you get a slap, instant karma. But sometimes the karma gets delayed. There is a court case, and so like that. So that is the example. Okay, the fourth question is that law of karma works on whom? Law of karma works on whom, right? So there are individual karmas like a car accident, some disease, some death, whatever. So it's an individual karma, my own karma, right? But then there are some group karmas as well. Group karma, when someone is married to in a family, with a nation, with a leader, and collective karma. Right? For example, we sometimes see that there is a plane crash, the flight got crashed, and then so yeah, why is God doing all these things? So is he evil? Well, no. Some people also escaped. They missed the flights, right? They escaped. So, but though all those people who actually they deserved these karma reactions, they were grouped together and they got this karma. Train accident, a bus accident, car accident, like so this is group karma. Earthquake sometimes, like that. but sometimes they get sometimes many people they get survived from earthquake as well. So it's like that. It all depends on your karma, right? So you can get individual karma or group karma. Fifth question: if I don't know the law of karma, will it still work? Very good. So basically, so there is one guy. He entered the Mumbai local train into the first class, right? And then he was just sitting there, and then the ticket checker came, and he said, "Show me your ticket." And he showed the ticket, which was of general class, right? He said, "Oh, this is the first class bogie, and you are sitting here, so I will have to fine you." He said, "But oh, I didn't know that this is first class. Sorry." So will the ticket collector accept these argument? No, he will still be fine. It doesn't matter whether you know this or not, right? You have to, if you don't know, you have to know. For example, a kid, right? If he touches a fire, right? Will the fire excuse the kid that, oh, the kid is so small, he doesn't know this, so let me excuse him? No, right? Fire will still burn his hand, right? So ignorance is no excuse. We should know the law of karma. That's why it is recommended to read Bhagavad Gita and know this. Because if in the name of ignorance, we know that, okay, we don't want to read Bhagavad Gita so that we don't want to get confused and we don't want to understand law of karma, we just want to do whatever we are doing, then we will have to suffer. It's not good, right? We should be better, we know this thing, right? So ignorance is not an excuse. Okay, the next question. This is also very, many times people ask this. If I do 5 punya karma and 5 pap karma, and if I do 15 punya karma, 5 minus 15, so I will be like 10 punya karma, 7 minus 4. So is it like that? No. You will have to get 7, you have to get the results of 7 punya and minus 4, and have to get 4 sinful reactions. All you have to suffer, all individually, right? So they don't nullify each other, by the way, right? So that's an important thing to understand. So we will enjoy 7 good reactions and suffer for 4 bad reactions separately. Why do bad things happen to the good people? This is also very important question, that sometimes we see that, oh, this guy, or I am very good, why this happened to me, right? So if we see in a grain tank in a village, right, sometimes what happened that the crop was not so good, right, and that particular time, and the rain was very good, but the crop didn't come because what was there inside the grain tank was of previous year. At that time the crop was not good, so what goes in first comes out first. So we have to wait, so next year maybe the crop will be good. So in that way, whatever is happening with us right now may be because of our past karma, right? Not necessarily that because we are doing good, always good things will come to us. No, because we don't know what mistakes we have done in the past, in previous lives, right? As we have seen, right? Okay, so as we, and then this, like for example, as I said, sometimes we get results delayed karma, right? Sometimes we get the results of karma even after several lifetimes. Forget about years. 50 years later we get some results of 50 years before what we have done. So it is so complex, right? So better we focus on present situation and try to do a karma. So this is a summary of what we have discussed. So then next question comes is that, okay, I understood this, so what to do now? What should I do now? So human life is like a train junction, right? So junction, we all understand, where you can go from here, right, from different ways. So junction is a place where you can make a choice, right? So we go back to the first session. We have ability to inquire and we have a choice. So we are in this way special, right? So life is a preparation, death is an examination, right? Death is an examination. So what happens that in chapter 8, text 5, Krishna says, Antakale chamameva smaran muktva kalevaram ya prayati samadbhavam yati nasti yatra sanshayah. Krishna says that whoever remembers me at the time of his death will surely attain me without any fail. That is my promise. That is that without fail they will attain to me. So This life is for preparing ourselves, right? That we, for the entire lifetime, we have to be engaged in akarma. And what is akarma? That we will take in a moment, right? So death is our examination, because the entire life, if we will engage ourselves in akarma, means when we work for Krishna. And when we work for Krishna, when Krishna is the central part of our all activities, that is called as akarma. That reaction doesn't bind us, right? So the entire life is given to us so that we can work for preparing ourselves to go back to our original home, go back to Krishna, go back to Godhead, right? Just like, for example, we have seen that, generally speaking, it is observed that in our dreams, generally we dream what we have done the entire day, right? If the entire day we have thought of our business, our money, our exchange, our this, that, whatever, then at the end also, and in night also, right? I mean, the one who is like, he's having a boyfriend or girlfriend, when he or she is thinking about his boyfriend and girlfriend, in dream also, he or she will think like that, right? It is natural, right? So that if the entire lifetime we have engaged ourselves in Krishna Bhakti, in devotional service to Krishna, then at the end, in the entire life, we have chanted Hare Krishna Mahamantra, then at the end of our life, we may remember Krishna. And if that happens, then our life is successful. That is the sole sum and substance of Krishna consciousness. Okay, so we'll take a short story and then a funny story, and then we will end this session. There was one businessman, a cloth merchant, right, a garment merchant, and he was really a complete materialist, karmi, and he was not interested in spirituality at all. But his son they were spiritual, so they wanted to somehow push their father towards spirituality. That my father is so old, he's almost 70, 75, but he doesn't read scripture, doesn't read Bhagavad Gita, doesn't chant holy names. So this is so bad. So they said that, okay, let us arrange some katha. So they arranged some katha, they invited the devotees, nothing changed. They had kirtans at their home, nothing changed. Then they sent him to Dham, like Char Dham, right? Haridwar and all. So when he was at Haridwar, with him was their friend who was taking their father along. So once he was in Haridwar, they generally use sandalwood, right, for the Agni Sanskar, right, for the final rituals. They use sandalwoods, and it is really expensive. So when he was sitting there, and when he was seeing this, he started crying. The father started crying. And this man, the friend, called his friend and said, your father is crying here. Miracle, bravo, great. So finally he understood that this life is for God, and we have to be spiritual and so forth. So they were really happy. They said, wow, this is nice. Finally, right, he came to his sense. So they called him, Father, what happened? Why are you crying? And the father, you know what he said? He said that, I'm crying a lot because now I understand that we are completely in the wrong business. We should be in this business, in sandalwood business. This is the wrong business what we are doing, garment business. This is the right business for us. And they were just taken aback. What is this? So on a funnier note, but this is the reality of our life. We never understand. We never take spiritual life seriously. Right? And then what we do, what we say kal karenge, kal karenge, kal karenge. And then instead of kal comes. The kal means death. Death comes, and then that kal, the tomorrow never comes. So we should try to surrender to Krishna now. We should try to do akarma now. We should try to understand the goal of human form of life now. If we are wasting a single moment, right, then we do not know how much time do we have left, right? That is why it is so important to go to temple, so important to attend kirtans, have prasadam, have Krishna Katha, attend such sessions on Bhagavad Gita like Journey of Self-Discovery, and to understand what is the real meaning of life. So with this, we summarize that we have seen Prakriti, Kal, and time. Kal and the law of karma. Right? So thank you very much. And if you have any questions? I'm sure you may have. So we can take these questions now. Okay, so I think maybe there was a few questions. Let me check. Okay, so one question. Prabhuji, please tell me the different types of Vishnus. Okay, Vishnus. Well, as I said, there are three different types of, not types of Vishnus, but there are three expansions of Krishna. First is, as I say, Karanodakshai Vishnu or Mahavishnu, right? Who sits on the Sheshnag, and he sits in Karanodakshai ocean, and from his exhaling and inhaling, several universes they come out, right? That is the first Vishnu. Second is after that comes Garbhodakshai Vishnu, who enters into each universe. Then once several universes are formed, in each universe one more Vishnu enters, right? So Mahavishnu expands into Garbhodakshai Vishnu. And Garbhodakshai Vishnu then again from his navel, the lotus flower comes up, and from there Brahma creates the creation and like that. And then once the creation is there, then last expansion is Kshirodakshai Vishnu. That Kshirodakshai Vishnu is sitting as a super soul in our heart, right? As Chaturbhuj Narayan. These are three expansions of Vishnu, which is mentioned in the scriptures. Do you believe in ghost? Well, it's not whether we believe or we don't believe, because who are we to believe or not believe? So we talk about fact. So fact is that yes, ghosts exist. How? It is very scientific and it is easy to understand. We have got three bodies, right? Soul. When we say soul, I mean we have got two bodies rather. Right? Third is like soul. So we have got two bodies. One is the subtle body and gross body. Subtle body is which Sukshma Sharir and Sthul Sharir. Sukshma Sharir, subtle body is made up of mind, intelligence, and ego, and subtle body, which is Sthul Sharir, is made up of Bhumi Rapo Analo Vayu Kham, means earth, water, air, fire, sky. What we see here, this is gross body, but inside this is mind, intelligence, and ego. So what happens in death? In death, gross body is discarded, and the soul along with a subtle body with the same mind, same intelligence, and same ego takes another gross body depending on the karma which the soul has generated when he was human, right? If somehow, if we interfere in this law of karma, the natural death, if we interfere this, then this gross body, for example, if someone commits suicide, right, then what happens? Then he has to leave, the soul has to leave this body, because now this body is no longer usable, right? He has jumped from the building, he has taken poison, whatever, right? This body is no longer useful. That means soul and the subtle body has to go somewhere. Where will he go, right? There is no place, because this is not the right time. So till the time, for example, his normal life cycle was 60 or 70 years, and he ended his life at the age of 30 years. So for the next 30 or 40 years, he will not get a gross body. So with this subtle body, which is mind, intelligence, and ego, he can think, he can, he has got intelligence, he can think, he can feel, but he cannot execute, he cannot do anything. He's so frustrated. So for 30 or 40 years, he will have to just roam around just like that without any body. These are ghosts. So they need some body. They need some body to enjoy their senses. They want to eat something. They want to do something, right? They want to touch something. They want to enjoy, because there are some desires which were there, but they somehow they didn't, they couldn't fulfill those desires. So they will be ghosts. They will not get the gross body because they interfered with Krishna's law, with God's law. These are ghosts. So it's not a matter of belief, it's a fact. Okay, when we talk about love, it is not only between a girl and a boy. How love can be there in any relationship. So all of our mother does things for her selflessly, it will be counted as lust or love. Good question. Mata, mother. You see, so as you rightly pointed out, this is the relationship, perhaps the only relationship which we can say the closest to love, closest to love, right? As you rightly said, and as you rightly said, love is not about just between boy and girl, right? Love is between any two souls. Between two souls, any relationship can be love. So mother and son, or mother and daughter, or mother and a child, yes, this love is nearly love. It's not lust, but there is a tinge of selfishness, because it is on the basis of body. This is my son because it is my body, right? The next life, for example, in the next life, if the same son, right, because of attachment with the mother, with the home, if the next life, or if the mother, let's say for example, if the mother dies at the end of 70, and takes the same, in the same home, takes birth as a mosquito and bites the son, will the son, can the son identify? No, the son will say, oh, I will kill this mosquito, but that was his mother in the previous life. So that is still not pure love, because it is on the level of body. When the love is in the level of, in the platform of soul, like relationship between devotees, between bhakta, it is pure love, because they are not seeing that this is an American devotee, an Indian devotee, a Gujarati devotee, a Marathi devotee, a male devotee, a female devotee. No, they're all devotees of the Lord. They are all Krishna bhakta. That is pure love. So anything which is in relationship with Krishna is pure love. If mother is a devotee, child is a devotee, it is pure love. But if they are not devotees, then it is, yeah, nearly love, but not true love. That's the difference. Okay, question. Uh, if my relation with my family are in this material world only, and if we have to connect to Krishna only, then we should not take responsibility for family and leave home and become monk. Very good question. Yes. So Krishna doesn't ask us to become escapist. We have to live with this family only. I mean, we do not need to become a monk. Like, for example, Arjuna, before hearing Bhagavad Gita, he was a grihastha, he was a warrior. And after hearing Bhagavad Gita, he still fought, he still enjoyed the kingdom, he still he lived a grihastha life. Did Arjuna leave the, okay, now I'll go to Himalaya, I'll do yoga, and I will do bhakti? No, Krishna doesn't say that. We can live in this life, we can maintain our family. In fact, it is better to be in family and to engage the entire family. Let us do Krishna bhakti together. That is the best example which you can say. And there are so many good examples of grihastha, like Amrish Maharaj, Arjuna, Prahlad Maharaj, Dhruv Maharaj. They're all grihasthas, big, there are big devotees of the Lord. Yes, there are few brahmacharis as well, right? But grihasthas can also perform in family, in being in family life, they can also become a good devotee of the Lord, and still they can go to Krishna with family. Yes, husband and wife together can go to Krishna, right? So this is all possible, right? This is the beauty of Krishna bhakti. Okay, so I think that's all. No more questions? Oh no, there is one more question. If a person don't intoxicate, but he is not selling business of intoxicate product, what is his karma, bad or good? Okay, so for example, if a person he's not smoking himself, but he is working in a pan shop, for example, I'm just giving an example, and letting people smoke, right? This thing, it is a bad karma, and it is not good karma. Why? Because you see, in Shastras, it is said that, for example, I'm just giving an example, when in case of meat eating, six people, they get reaction. Six people. First, one who gives permission to open slaughterhouse, the government, right? The person who gives permission to open slaughterhouse, he gets the reaction. Second, who actually kills the animal, second person, right? The actual slaughterer, he gets the reaction. Who kills the animal? Third, who buys that? Who sells the product? Who sells that product? Third. Fourth, who buys that? Fifth, who cooks that meat? Who doesn't eat, but he just cooks, right? That nice looking meat plate. And sixth, who eats. 6 different people, they get reactions, same reactions. I give you an example. Like there were 5 thieves and 5 robbers. They did a good robbery, right? And one of them, they stood at the door, right, of a home, of a house, so that just to watch in case the police comes, if someone comes, said, you go, all 4 go and you do the robbery. I will stay here and I will watch, so that nobody would watch us, right? But finally, somehow, unfortunately, they got caught, and police caught them, and they were brought to the court, right? Now, what will happen to the 4 and what will happen to the 5th one? He didn't actually do the robbery. He was just standing there and watching and keeping an eye. Will he be punished? Yes, absolutely. He will be also punished equally. Why? Because he was equally responsible for the robbery. Actually, he helped them in the robbery. So that is the example. The same way, if we are actually helping people in intoxication, in meat eating, in this, that, no good. No, we should not do that, right? So we should try and be mindful. If we are somehow, unfortunately, in that particular unfortunate business, we should try and find an alternative, because this is not a good business to be in, to sell, for example, tobacco, smoking, or meat. No, we should stop there. At least if we cannot change the system, at least we change ourselves, right? Because that is sinful according to Shastra. If I am a person full of tamo gun, still I know the Supreme loves me as same as well. So why should I change myself? I have faith in him and I have surrendered him to do what he likes for me. So what is your take on that? Okay. If I am so sinful, if I am so impure, then that's okay. But Krishna loves me. See, Krishna in Arjuna, Arjuna says in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna, Param Brahma, Param Dhamma, Pavitram Paramam Bhavan. Pavitram. Krishna is the supreme pure, purest. Now consider, Krishna is the purest and our heart is the most impure. If we are in Tamogun, most impure, most filthiest places, will Krishna be willing to reside in our heart? Right? For example, if we are called in a place, right, if we are invited to a place for dinner and there is a complete mess, it's completely dirty, right? There's a lot of dirt out there, and it's like all clumsy and mud out there, and sit here. Will we sit? No, sorry, thank you, I will go. We will not be there. It is highly a dirty, filthier place. So Krishna will not stay. So those who are saying we can do all kinds of nonsense, we can do illicit sex, we can do meat eating, gambling, and we will still be spiritual, they're just cheaters. They are just cheaters. They are saying that you can do whatever you want, but you can still do bhakti. No. That's not possible. That's not, because you are trying to approach a supreme pure, the best, supreme, the most absolute truth, and you yourself are doing so many sinful activities. And how can you even imagine? That's not going to happen. Never. So we have to first purify our heart. There are so many bad things, anarthas are in our heart. Kam, krodh, moh, mad, lobh, matsarya. We have to get rid of that. Once we get rid of that, slowly, right? Cheto darpana marjanam. When our heart will get purified, slowly our love for Krishna will be awakened, right? Nitya Krishna Shuddha Prem, Sadhya Kabunaya, Shravanadi Shuddha Chitta Karayoda. It is already there. Nitya Siddhya, Krishna Prem, love for Krishna is already there in our heart. Is already there. But we have to awaken. It's not that it's dormant as of now, dormant. Once we cleanse our heart, then slowly the love awakens. We appreciate Krishna's pastimes, Krishna's beauty. Otherwise, we will not be able to appreciate, because it is so impure, our heart. We will not be able to appreciate and understand this transcendental subject matter. It is very important. Okay, so there is a question on having sex with someone outside marriage is action to send you to narc. Why still under on swag? Still we know that. Okay, so basically, see, we should consider The Siddhanta principle. Siddhanta. You see, whatever incidents are there in scriptures, whether they are good incidents or bad incidents, are there to teach us. Teach us. It is not that we take inspiration. Oh, right. This Maharshi Vishwamitra and Menka, I can also do that. Krishna did Rasalila, I can also do that. It is not for our imitation. It is not for our imitation. We are here to follow the instructions. And there are two words in Sanskrit, Anusaran, Anukaran. Anusaran means follow. Anukaran means to imitate. If we want to imitate Krishna, if we want to imitate great personalities, can we lift Govardhan Hill? Can we drink poison as Lord Shiva drank? We cannot, right? So let us not imitate. Let us take instructions from Krishna. Let us take instructions from Bhagavatam, from Krishna, which is in our favor, which is in our benefit. So let us not try to imitate those selective scriptural examples that Indra did this, Menka did this, so I can also do. That's not the right way. This is called as whatever we would like to do, we are manipulating ourselves. No, we should take Siddhanta principle, which is mentioned in Bhagavad Gita. Sarva dharman parityaja mam ekam sharanam. That's the ultimate Krishna's instruction. We should try and follow that, not try to be selective in what we like. Because I want to enjoy, I will take this example and I will enjoy. That's biased. That's manipulative. That's not what Krishna is asking us to do. So I hope that is okay. What will I do for anger and everything? I will angry with everyone and all these things. Okay, so anger. So basically, anger, as I think this question was asked before also, we try to become angry when we are hurt. Right? It's very simple, right? When we are hurt, we try to become angry. The next question: why we are hurt? We are hurt because they insulted me, or they spoke some bad things about me. Who am I? I am soul. Am I body? No, I'm not body. I am soul. So can they insult a soul? Well, they cannot. They are insulting just the body. So what? Then let them. If we are living on soul consciousness, that we are spirit soul, we are servant of Krishna, we are here to serve Krishna, we are not here to get into any other trap, then we will never be angry. Then we will be able to be sthita pragya. That is what Krishna is advising. So it's more about mind. It's a mind game, right? It's everything about mind game, right? If our mind will be focused on Krishna, it will be focused on spirituality, it will be focused on soul consciousness, that I am soul, I am soul, I am servant of Krishna, I am servant of Krishna, right? I am of Krishna, I am of Krishna, right? Krishna is mine. If we are constantly having that consciousness, then we will be indifferent to all the honor and dishonor. Okay, he is giving me honor, he is giving me dishonor, it's okay. Yash, apyash, man, apman, dukh, sukh, labh, hani, doesn't matter. Of course, this is a good thing to speak. It's an easy thing to speak, but very difficult to practice. But we have to somehow learn this by practicing this, right? We have to do abhyas, practice. And we will, in the next session, we will see mantra meditation, how we can control our mind. We will have a session on mantra meditation. That will also help of these mind game, anxiety and anger and all these things. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. Okay, so last question, I think this is, what should a boy do if he had loved a girl and a girl family decided to marry her daughter to someone else? Today, a boy do suicide. It is in news today. What should be her action according to Shastra? Oh, what should be her action according to Shastra? Means to, okay, anyhow, see, basically this boyfriend, girlfriend, this is all strictly based on body. It's not based on soul, right? So it is not approved by Shastra, first of all. Have you ever heard of your grandparent having a girlfriend? Have you ever heard of your grandmother having a boyfriend? No, because they were spiritual. They were living life according to Shastra. These all nonsense that started from Western countries. I've got a boyfriend, I've got a GF and BF and these and McDonald's and these and that. Right? This is completely against Sanatan Dharma, our religion, right? Eternal religion, which is Bhagavad Gita. So, because what happens the moment the boyfriend stops satisfying girlfriend's senses, Girlfriend thinks he is of no use. The moment girlfriend stops satisfying boyfriend's senses, she thinks he is of no use. Simple, right? So it is all on satisfying. You satisfy me, I will not satisfy you. You satisfy me. The moment you stop satisfying me, I don't care. So that is called as selfish, body-centric love, which is called as lust, right? So, and doesn't mean sexual. I'm not talking about sexual satisfaction. It is about you will make me happy. I should be satisfied from you. You will get me this. You will get me that. You will protect me. This, that, all these material desires, they lead to ultimately frustration and dissatisfaction. Right? If the relationship is based on spirituality, right? So that together, let us get married so that together we can better serve Krishna. That's the right way of bonding with someone. That okay, we will be in a married life, we will have children, but together in a family, we will serve Krishna. We will serve the Lord, and so that at the end of life, you will not go to Narkaloka. I will not get a life of I will not get a body of an elephant. You will not get a body of a fish, right? Instead, we get a spiritual body in Gola Vrindavan, in Adhyatmik Jagat, in Vaikuntha Dham. That's the goal. With that goal, if we are living our life throughout, and it's not something which is a one-day job, we have to do this daily, 24 hours a day. We have to be in that consciousness, and that only comes we have constant association. Right, so this may happen that currently there are only 25 participants. We started off with maybe 50, 60. Slowly that got reduced. Now it got maybe 25. But you see, when we will continue these Bhagavad Gita sessions, there may be maybe 5, 10 people, right? So if we stop association with devotees, if we stop hearing about Krishna Katha, then the entire thing is lost. And that is the biggest loss which we can have. Money loss is not big loss. Our swajana, our relationships loss is not a big thing. Loss from connection or disconnecting from Krishna is the biggest loss. Right? Disconnecting from devotees is the biggest loss. So we should be mindful that. Okay, each family member, mother, father, son, husband, is the result of our karma of past life. Yes, you are right, correct. We are being given a specific set of family based on our karma. Janma, Aishwarya, Shruta, and Shri. These 4 things are based on our previous karma. Janma means where you are born. Shruta means how much knowledge you will have. Aishwarya means how much riches you have, how much opulence you will have. And Shri means how much beauty you will have. That is based on our karma. Right? So, yes, you are right. Whatever you are having, whatever father, son, mother, daughter, husband, wife we are having right now is because of our past karma. You are right. That means if karmas are over in the relationship, the relationship is over. Yes, absolutely. Saat janmo ka bandhan. This is all filming, right? Saat janmo ka bandhan and this and that. So we are actually in a play or in a train, right? In a train, when we travel, sometimes we interact with our neighbor who is sitting here. Okay, how are you? What is your name? What are you doing? From where are you? Oh, very good, very good. But when the station comes, we actually goes to our original home, right? Same here. It's just a journey. We're just passing by. We're just passing by for few years, 50 years, 70 years, 100 years. Then next life, next station, then next station. So we are doing this thing station by station by station by station. We have to stop this and we have to go to our original home and with our original father, original lover, original mother, whatever you call this Krishna. So that is how it is. Okay, so I think there is enough. There are enough questions. Runanubandha. Runanubandha, I don't understand. Run means obligation or rin, something like that. So there is a very nice sloka in Srimad Bhagavatam. I'm forgetting that sloka, but the sloka says that we are obliged, right? We are indebted to different people. This is a sloka. Devarshi bhutapta nirnam pitrunam nayam cha kinkar rini cha rajan. And then the sloka is Devarshi bhutapta nirnam pitrunam nayam cha kinkar rinim cha rajan gato mukundam parihatya kartam. So it says that if we are indebted to so many people like Dev, Rishi, Nranam, Pitrunam, right, like that. So we are indebted to so many different demigods and our forefathers, right, general people, general living entities. We are indebted. But if we take shelter of Mukunda, Krishna, then we are just being, how to say, discounted from all our rinas, indebted. So if we are surrendered to Krishna, and we don't need to worry, right, about all our rinas, these, that. It's a deep subject matter that we can discuss some other time in forthcoming lectures. But you don't worry about any rinas, right? So just trust on Krishna's words. Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam sharanam vraja. Forget everything and come to me, surrender to me. I will take care of everything. This is Krishna saying in Bhagavad Gita. What else do we need? That's it, right? And Krishna is not lying. Krishna is supreme God. He's not lying. He's saying truth, 100% truth. That you leave everything and just focus on me. I will take care of everything. We will trust. We will have to trust him, right? That trust is the love. That trust is what Krishna wants from us. Okay, so I think we have had good questions and good discussions. So if you have any more questions, you are free to ask questions over WhatsApp, or you can call me as well. But I think that's it, right?